Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. My name is Matt with TCG. Today's video is all about my experience after 2,000 sales on TCGPlayer. Super excited about hitting that milestone. Let's talk about all the lessons I've learned, what I've accomplished, and what my goals are moving forward. But before we do all of that, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We're getting really close to 700 subscribers, so I would really appreciate it if you guys would hit that sub button. But more than that, comment down below, hit that like button. Those things are so helpful. And if you really want to go crazy, share this video with someone you think it would benefit, someone that would learn something from it. Okay, so I have sold over 2,000 orders. I've made 2,000 sales on TCGPlayer. Absolutely crazy. When I first got started, just like 4 to 6 months, I guess about 6 to 7 months ago, I never would have thought that I would be here right now. I thought it would take a lot longer to ramp up. But that's one of the first lessons that I've learned is that when you start investing your time, your effort, and your energy into growing and scaling your business, even if it's a side hustle and part-time, like after hours thing like I do, you will be surprised at how quickly you can start getting it to grow and scale up over time. Because as your mind is constantly working and thinking about things, you start to create processes and systems, and then you start to iterate on them and improve them over time so that you become more efficient, okay? So whenever I started with bulk. I started with a very low amount of capital because honestly, I have a family, I have a full-time job, I have other commitments and things like that. And so for me, this is truly a side hustle. I started with less than $1,000. I bought bulk, I started selling it, made several hundred orders that way, and then have scaled up from there. So I just want to encourage anybody watching this, if you're starting small, low key, you don't have a lot of money, you can do it. You can make money and be successful in whatever context that looks like for you. You don't have to have hundreds or thousands of dollars to get started. You can literally get started by signing up on TCGPlayer or eBay and selling some of your extra cards you have laying around in your closet. It's literally that easy. That will give you an idea whether or not you like it and you want to keep going. Here's the deal. Before we keep going into the lessons I've learned, I want to pause and just take a second to acknowledge something here. I have made over 2,000 sales on TCGPlayer, but my life hasn't changed, okay? I am in the same place. I didn't get rich overnight. I didn't get rich in 2,000 orders. I didn't get to buy a Lamborghini or the Tesla Model S that I'm really wishing and dreaming about. I didn't get to do any of those things, okay? We're still on the journey to see what this can become, okay? Like this is still just like fully a side hustle, right? And so I just want to encourage you. I think it's encouraging to hear someone say like, hey, it's been 6, 7 months since I started selling cards online, since I created this business. I'm not rich yet. I know that may be kind of weird to hear that I think that's encouraging, but here's the reason why I think that's encouraging, okay? I think when we watch social media and we see all these crazy things happening, people really blowing up their stories, and maybe you see your favorite content creator go from really small to really big overnight, that happens. But for the standard, typical experience on social media and in your business, it's a slow grind. It's a slow grind up to scale up and to make something special. And that is good, y'all. That slow, steady, consistent growth is what we're looking for, okay? Especially early on, because if you're anything like me, you have zero experience of selling, you have zero experience of packaging, shipping, and listing and fulfilling orders. All of that is so foreign to you that growing in small, steady increments helps you to grow along the way, helps you to have mental clarity enough to work on what you're doing and to do what I just said earlier, to start iterating, to start improving, to start becoming more efficient. Like all of those things are important and they happen with slow and consistent growth. Is fast growth bad? No. But fast growth can put you in situations where the business has grown past your current understanding of how to run it. And so in those situations, it presents a whole new set of challenges that you have to overcome, either by hiring somebody, developing yourself and becoming more self-aware, growing your capacity. All of those things are things that everyone is going to learn and face and have to come to grips with. It just happens at different stages depending on how quickly you're growing, at what pace, and in what ways you're growing, okay? So that is something super important. And I think that can be like added to some of the positives. Like I didn't get rich overnight, don't have a Lamborghini, right? So I iterated on processes. I've grown consistently, slowly, which is how I'm really enjoying it, guys. And then on top of that, this steady flow of orders has just really helped with social media content, okay? Because every week I'm packaging nowadays I'm packaging hundreds of orders every week on my downtime, and just packaging those orders, that process of finding product, listing it, selling it, and then shipping it, and rinse and repeat, that keeps things super fresh for me. It keeps me on the ground and really eyes open to what kind of needs other people could have. So it really allows me to have a fresh flow of content ideas that I can come and just talk about, rant about, just have a lot of fun talking about. The other thing that, this, selling 2,000 things, 2,000 sales has really taught me and really shown me is, as you make sales, as you continue to reinvest that, that revenue back into your business, continue to compound it by buying and selling, you get to do some really fun things. Because at first I could only afford the 15,000 card lot for $80 that I talk about all the time in my short videos. At first, it's all I could do. Like, deploying $80 for me at that time was really, really stressful because I didn't have a lot more money to work with. Well, nowadays, I get to do things like buy cases of Magic the Gathering play boxes. This is am I doxing myself? Ooh, I might be. I'll have to rewatch. Oh man, I might have to edit this a little bit. Anyways, I get to do fun things like buy cases of Magic the Gathering play boxes. This is Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Really excited to open up and rip these boxes. All in all, I've probably ripped anywhere between 20 and 30 boxes of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. It's been a really solid set for me to rip and then just sell the singles, higher value cards, really start to generate just a steady source of profit that way. But 6 months ago, when I was still churning through bulk and a couple low-key collections I bought, that was so, that was impossible for me to think that I could multiple times each month deploy anywhere between $500 to $1,000 for these kinds of experiences. That was so foreign and crazy and outside of the box that I would have been like, maybe one day, maybe 6 months to a year from now, I can do that. And here I am. I'm doing that consistently, way sooner than I thought I would. All because through this process, I've iterated and improved, right? The the double letters, man. Comment down below I. Iterate and improve. If you take anything away from the video, you should do that for your business and you'd be so, so good. So I'm really excited because, 6 months to a year from now, I have all these dreams and aspirations, but maybe I'll get there in 3 to 6 months, We'll have to see how I can continue to scale, because that's another thing that 2,000 sales has shown me is once you hit level 4 on TCGPlayer, once you get into a steady flow of selling bulk, selling collections and things like that, you start to really realize that your time is limited. I see a lot of people talk about this. It is so, so true. When you're a one-person show doing everything, your time is limited. So when you start to think, when the gears in your brain start turning, you're thinking, how do I scale this thing further than where it's at? Well, in order to do that effectively, you have to iterate and improve. See it all full circle here, guys. But for real, like, jokes aside, you have to look for ways to become more efficient. You have to reduce the time, efforts, cost of doing certain things so that you can really focus on things that return more and more money. So let's talk about it. I started with bulk. Am I still selling bulk now, 7, 8 months later? Yes, I am actually. I just bought another 15,000 cards. But here's the deal. I approach bulk differently. I approach bulk in a way that I'm going to recuperate the cost of that bulk as soon as possible. So what does that look like? It looks like me sorting through and getting all of the higher value, more demanded cards out first, so I can recoup that initial cost, and then that bulk, a large portion of it, gets set aside and is slowly trickled into my inventory as I have time. When it comes to opening cases of Magic the Gathering, I used to focus on listing all of the cards, including commons, really low value cards, because I needed, I needed this long tail effect where even though the more valuable cards sell faster, I still needed the profit from those lower value cards to keep me going and keep making money. These days, I have a solid 10 to 15,000 card inventory, and I need to scale up, but right now I'm focused on keeping those higher value orders coming through and churning through those so that I can keep my, the money that's going out and coming in very consistent month over month. So all of that to say, even now, I'm looking at other avenues like creating bulk lots and selling a larger amount of low value cards that way, right? So I've opened up my eBay. So, if you're watching right now, a little sneak peek, I'm gonna have some stuff listed on my eBay soon. Anyways, so these are all some super big lessons that I've learned by having 2,000 sales on TCGPlayer. I hope this was informative, helpful for you guys. Iterate and improve, sell, buy, and repeat. All of those things are what you need to know from this video to continue being successful. If you haven't started selling yet, let me know down below what's holding you back. Is there a video I could make that would give you more confidence to go out and create your account and start selling things? If you are currently selling, what do you feel like is holding you back right now from doing even more and scaling even further? I want to hear you guys down in the comments. I'll make videos based off of those things. And thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.